we're going.
Why are you doing things? Why are you doing things?
Because we have to do the things.
Why are you doing things?
Okay, we're on.
Yep. And,
Oh yeah, turn that sound
I'm gonna
off.
turn the. Oh yeah.
That's awkward.
Oh, feedback loop. Look, I joined.
You're the first one to join.
I know. Look at me. Mm-hmm. Look at me. There is. Wow. Look at the delay on that.
That is
some delay.
That's freaking me out. I can't.
That
look
is.
at that right
No,
now.
you know what? I can read that.
Oh, can you read that?
I can read that with my laser eyes.
I'm worried that my phone is too far away that I'm not able to read. See, I'm struggling. You might just read the comments out loud.
Okay.
Never read the comments. No.
Here is sex positive. Someone is here. Adam Ogre, I believe, is also here.
Oh,
I'm gonna turn this off.
See, I can't read that far away.
I can't because laser eyes. Pew pew.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yes, this is my friend Megan.
Hello.
Y'all know me. I'm Robin, and every Wednesday I love to do my Hump Day Q&A video. Where I discuss a topic that maybe someone has given me or a question someone has, and if no one gives me any, I come up with one. But this time, this is one actually a lot of people have requested I do a workshop on pregnancy when it comes to sex and kink, and I'm really nerdy about that. It's I've carried 2 babies to full term, and I'm really nerdy on the topic. I also have my nursing background. I almost went into maternity actually.
Yes,
and ended up.
I remember.
I didn't end up doing it because I ended up hating it. That's a whole other thing. Because yeah, they're basically like, here's how a mammal in birth needs to be treated. Here's what we do, and it was like completely opposite.
Yeah.
And so I was like jaded immediately. So I didn't want to go that route. Anyways, so I know last week you weren't able to be here, but you're here this week, so this is like 2.0. I only kind of got to share my experiences, and I'm glad that other people were able to kind of post. You were posting as well.
I was posting, yeah. I wasn't able to be here in person. I was able to log in and view it live instead.
So this is Megan. Would you like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Megan, and I am 35 years old. I have also brought 2 children to full term. Roughly around the same age as yours. Because we got pregnant pretty much at the same time.
Our firstborns are like a month apart.
Almost exactly.
And that wasn't intentional. It kind of just happened. Like,
yeah, we kind of all went in a row. It was like bam, 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 and you were
bam, bam,
bam, bam. Well, that's how that happens, right?
Yeah, typically.
Bam. Anyways, so no, our first, I think, and at your wedding, I was 7 weeks pregnant with Toby.
And I announced I was 6 weeks.
12 weeks.
12 something.
You were 12.
Yeah, 12 weeks.
You were 12 because you were past the danger zone. Danger zone. And and I don't know, classify myself as a sex positive person. She her. Thank you. I met Robin when we worked at Build-A-Bear, like million years ago.
Before I was a stripper.
Jay came on.
Oh, hi, Jay. I see some comments, but I can't read them. Can you read them? Adam Ogre said
so excited to see you this weekend. That's from Adam Ogre.
Yes, I'm going to Boise this weekend. I'm leaving on Friday. I'm super excited.
I'm very excited for you as well.
Yay. And then Jay says, oh my God, Meg. It's me. I saw that because it's caps lock.
Which is very, very funny because I feel like at your wedding there was one point we were upstairs. We were upstairs in that area. Everybody was downstairs and all the bridesmaids were upstairs. And anybody who's met me before knew that I have a very high energy. I'm a very high energy person. We're both high energy people. This is why we get along so well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just laid down on my back and I was like, I'm done. I was so tired. And everybody looked at me like I had 3 heads because they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you sick?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm fine. And I had to get up and try to be energetic and not let anybody know. But I think Helen guessed that day.
She would.
I think she did. Yeah. I think she did. And Jay, I think you might have guessed that day as well. You guys kind of said.
I thought we already knew.
You knew.
Oh, I knew.
You knew.
But
knew right
nobody
away.
else knew that you were pregnant?
No. I think you told your mom because she came up and gave me a hug and whispered in my ear.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, minorly creepy at the time. Because I was like, how do you know? And then you told me after.
Because she hugged you and she could sense the life
inside
of you. Oh, Jay said something else. What did he say?
No, you had no clue. You had no clue. No, then it must have been Helen. She's dense as fuck.
Love you, Jay.
Then it was Helen. It was Helen. Helen knew.
Yeah.
I think I also tipped somebody off because somebody had like a salmon salad sandwich or something at one of the meetings we had when we were doing wedding stuff.
Okay.
And they opened up the sandwich, and you were like, I can't stand it. And I'm sitting there going, no, I can't either. Please close the sandwich. Please stop. And I want to say also again, it was Helen who looked at me like I had 3 heads and be like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you like fish? And I'm like,
remember
it smells
that.
so bad.
Things smell very strongly.
So bad.
Near.
And I don't know about you, but I got a super sniffer with each
I
pregnancy.
have a very strong sense of smell in general because I don't have great hearing and my vision is fucked, so I feel like I can smell everything. No joke. I can smell everything.
You're the Matt Murdock with your nose.
It's true. I have a fucking nose of a bloodhound. And then when I was pregnant, it was just so much stronger.
Detective Helen, literally. She says
yeah?
Detective Helen. That's
maybe one day soon.
Dun dun dun.
So, anyways, back to pregnancy.
Yes, back to
obviously
pregnancy and sex.
you can share like whatever you want here. There's no censoring, fuck censorship.
I've already dropped an F-bomb.
I already got an email from YouTube being like, we've just decided to change your privacy settings because we see that they're not appropriate for children. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know that was a thing. So they're like, we're just going to do this for you. I'm like, all right.
Somebody else joined. Hello.
Thanks for joining. So, and then obviously having said that, you can share whatever you want, but also you don't have to share anything you don't want to.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I'm just going to kind of let you answer however you want to, but like, is there anything in particular that if somebody was pregnant and they were like, I want to know about what I can do in like sex-wise or kink-wise, what would you tell them? Just like as a first question, if somebody was like, I'm pregnant and I don't know what I can do, what would you say?
Oh, great question. The first thing I would say, number one, is just do whatever makes you comfortable. Like that was a huge thing with me was, because because pregnancy is fucking weird. Pregnancy is to me was the most absolute bizarre thing that happened to my body in my entire life. So it was just fucking weird. So things would feel different, or there's sometimes where I didn't feel like super like sexy about myself.
Like over just your body in general, like maybe self-conscious wise?
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of self-conscious wise. There was a little bit of and there was a little bit of that first little awkwardness of like, how different is this gonna be? And how different is this going to feel? Someone else joined, hello. I said one of the local ladies did wax on their side, and I think they're in their 3rd trimester.
That sounds so cool.
That does sound really cool. See, that would be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be okay
Wax
with something like that. Wax is fine.
Again, as long as you're not, or I shouldn't say again, if you remember from last week, my advice, medically, obviously you have to talk to your doctor, I'm not liable, blah, blah, blah. But if you're in distress, like if something is painful or unpleasant, it's not like harmful for the baby, but it's not great for the baby, because if you're in distress, it actually causes the baby to be in distress. And if that's a continuous thing, it actually stalls development over a long time. So as long as it's not an unpleasant, painful, distressing situation, if the wax is like, oh, that feels really nice and I'm enjoying it, even if it's painful but you enjoy it and it's not a distressful thing, then generally that's fine.
Yeah. Because the body also goes to protect the mother first, right? It reroutes a lot of stuff to make sure that the main unit is okay.
Yeah, not to correct you, but I'm going to correct you.
Thank you.
Parent. No.
Thank you.
Not necessarily mother.
That's true.
Parent.
That's true. Parent. Thank you for that.
Anytime.
That's what I have you. Blurb?
It's okay. We can move on. Because obviously I don't want you to like share anything you're not comfortable with. But like,
no,
was there anything that you in particular were like, is this okay for me and the baby? Where you like weren't sure and maybe had to look into it?
I'm trying to remember.
Pregnancy brain is a thing.
It is real
actually
thing.
I know people say it's a myth. It's not a myth. It's actually a thing.
No, and then you get baby brain after.
I would just call it like parent brain because you're just so tired.
Yeah, you're sleep deprived.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you ever sleep deprived?
Yeah.
And you're lonely as hell because you don't have anybody to talk to. The only person you have to talk to is baby. It doesn't talk back. It poops. Not that entertaining.
What's supposed to be rewarding, the theory is the smell of the baby. Because it's not able to smile at you or say it loves you or anything like that. So the smell of the baby
smell amazing.
is supposed to be the reward that makes you actually want to care for the baby. Because there's no reward.
Is that really what it is?
That's the theory, yeah.
I would sniff a baby's head for
I read a report on that.
hours.
I read a report on that.
Babies' heads smell so good.
That's why you're supposed to want to take care of the baby, because you're rewarded by the smell.
By smelling its head? Yeah. Okay, well, I get it now. This is why I have to.
Yeah.
I will steal people's babies and sniff their heads.
It's true. I recently did that. I didn't actually steal a baby, but I was like, can I hold your baby? And I was holding him and I was like,
I'm pretty certain I stole your babies.
Yeah, and they were like, smells good, right? Like,
smells
they
good.
knew. And I was
so
like,
good.
Yeah, I just wanted to smell
I don't know what it is. It is, but it's like the top of their heads.
Yeah, the top of their heads.
The top of their heads
that's
smells.
where
well, because when
like,
you're over like that, and that's what you're gonna smell.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what happened. You know what?
Did you even want to have sex during pregnancy? Like, I know people that were like, no, don't touch me. I'm not in the mood. Or they're nauseous, or for whatever reason, they just don't want to have sex. Like, at all. Or it would be like back and forth where they're like, don't touch me, now I'm horny as hell. Wait, don't touch me.
See, we have a mutual friend. I don't want to say their name here because I don't know how comfortable they are with me giving out their information. But they said that they were horny as fuck. The entire pregnancy. You know who it is.
Yeah.
Horny as fuck.
Yeah.
The entire pregnancy. Whereas I was not like that. I was sort of the one that was, oh, this is really great. Okay, this is fine. Then, don't touch me. And then what happened with Toby's pregnancy is that, my eldest is Toby, who's 6, and we had a baby group on Facebook, so we joined up with other mothers that were in Canada, so we could all sort of share pregnancy journeys, experience, and blah blah blah. And it was about end of July-ish, and we were all due in October. And end of July, one of them went into premature labor. And baby was fine. So she had a micro preemie, and it was triggered because she had sex.
Oh man.
Well, you tell that to the first time parent, first time pregnancy, and then you put that into my husband's ear. So he was scared? He was scared. Or were both of you scared?
He was scared. It was mostly him.
It was mostly my husband. He didn't, at that point, that really made him nervous.
Yeah.
And it became more of but again, at that timeline, we were around 25-ish weeks, because the baby was viable, that got born early, right? So we were in that 25-week zone when that happened. So I was getting pretty at that point, and it was getting to the point where I was just getting uncomfortable. And it's hard because you all of a sudden have this thing that you're jutting out from your front. You're off balance half the time because you got this out front. And I like how I'm making a farting noise. I know. We're talking about my belly.
It's a beautiful belly.
It was a beautiful belly. Actually, I loved both my bellies. Tristan's my youngest. He sat to the right, like here. So I was always lopsided with him.
Yeah.
And like I would look down, like Toby would look down, and I had this beautiful round like belly, and it was so beautiful. And I'm like, yes, look at my belly. Oh, I'm so proud. It's so great. I came with Tristan, and it was like, bleh. And I was like, oh, right, okay, wonderful. Thanks, Tristan. And so my stretch marks are on one side.
Okay, that's
on the right side.
That's kind of awesome. I like that.
I have one. I will show you after this. Okay. I have one-sided stretch marks because he sat to one side the entire time, and I would look down at my belly, and it was like, rant.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun. But anyways, as I got bigger, it became harder and harder to find positions that were comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I also found that we had to use more and more lube in particular. Because my body was like, fuck that.
Yeah. I have like 2 questions now, because I want to ask about positions, but first I want to go back to Gareth. Wait, sorry. Did you already say his name?
I don't know, but too bad. You know now.
Sorry. Your husband?
Whatever. My husband, Gareth. I've already said my kid's name.
Okay, so your husband didn't, or was like scared to have sex with you because there was this case that you knew of somebody that went into premature labor because they're having sex. So what happened after that? Was there any way you overcame that? Were you just like, I don't care, do it anyways? And he was like, okay. Or was there a discussion? Or
There was a discussion.
Yeah.
He was very, very nervous because my husband does have a genetic disorder. We did not know at the time if Toby carried that genetic disorder. So we had to treat every pregnancy as if we had that disorder.
Yeah.
And one of the main things that could happen, I wasn't technically high risk, but one of the things I was at higher risk for was premature rupture of membranes, which is premature labor.
Yeah.
So once that came out, Gareth got incredibly concerned because he didn't want this happening with us. And it was kind of a conversation, but basically he was extremely nervous.
Yeah.
And my answer was, if you're not comfortable, I don't want to force you to do anything. That's not fair.
Yeah.
And I have a hand.
I love that. But you did end up.
Did
you end up having sex?
We did have sex after that incident, but not as often as we had previously. We do have a comment. The strain on the musculoskeletal system for starters just has to be agonizing. Yes.
Everything is agonizing.
Everything. Well,
like everything.
People have got back problems from it. I had SPD in particular.
Yeah,
you got back problems from it. I had
back
SPD,
problems.
And that's when the cartilage in front of your pubic bone, because it has to widen for the baby to be able to pass through to give birth. So it widens as you get pregnant with the relaxin that goes through your body, so your ligaments stretch out. Mine stretched too much, which meant that both sides of my pelvis could now torque in different directions. Which means it feels like someone has taken a screwdriver and shoved it in the front of your pubes. It's not pleasant and it hurts like
unless
hell.
you're into that kind of thing.
Unless, I don't think, I was going to say, I don't think anybody's
There's always
into
one.
that. There's always one person that's into that.
There's always one.
So what happened to me was I couldn't do anything split-legged.
Yeah.
So even getting in and out of a car.
I remember, yeah, you were in a lot of pain.
Do you remember this? I was in a lot of pain, and I would like to get out of a car. I had to lift both my legs and shuffle them over and put them down, or pick one leg up, move it, put it down. Pick the other leg up, move it, put it down. At the end of my pregnancy, I could not go up and down stairs. This is with Toby's in particular, where I didn't know how to manage it, because once you have it, you will have it with every single subsequent pregnancy. Yeah. And I had it with Tristan as well. I couldn't go up and down stairs. I had to take the elevator and I worked. I had to transit, right? So I worked in an area where I had to go up and down stairs every day. One day the elevator was broken. I cried going down those flights of stairs. People were like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm just so frustrated." I really just wish somebody just rolled me down the stairs, and I would have been like, "The baby will be fine."
Adam over says something else. Can you read that?
He also has a hand and a mouth. The penis isn't always the answer, thankfully.
Truth.
This is very true. Oh, that was basically what ended up happening. Was at the time, that was my answer to my husband, was like, if you're not comfortable, I'm not going to make you do it. That's not fair. Her name is Pamela Henderson. We're very good friends.
I love that.
Have you never heard Pamela Henderson?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I heard that a long time ago from my friend, one of my other friends. I'll tell you after.
Okay. I see another comment, but again, I'm blind.
Well, I know the pubic. Oh my gosh, I can't say it. I know that SPD can dissolve during labor. Yes, it does. It goes away like that. So basically, after that baby's out, you feel great. I could get up and down again.
I don't like you. I'm sorry. I'm still in so much pain. Well, I had, really short, I'll keep it short. I had a back injury. I hyperextended my back when I was stripping. And then the same week, and it was fine. I was 22 and just was a week later I was fine. But that same week I was also in a car accident. If you remember, my sister and I got in a car accident.
I remember that car accident.
It was a total write-off. It was a horrible accident.
Yeah, it was a horrible. Oh, I remember that.
And again, it was a couple weeks and I recovered because I was young. I was fine. So I hyperextended my back, meaning my lower back was stretched too far back. And when you're pregnant, your pelvis will tip forward, making your back arch even more to try to offset the weight.
Counterbalance
the weight of the belly. And my back has been messed up ever since. And my chiropractor says that not only has it done that, but in order to try to offset it, my hips have started doing this. So my hips are always a little bit twisted.
Your hips are twerking.
So my hips and my lower back are like fucked.
I'm trying not to say it sounds like I'm saying twerking. I'm trying to say
tweak.
Torquing.
Torque.
Torque. Torquing.
Yeah.
Torque. Like in the car going.
Did you ever talk about like sex with like your midwives or anything? Did the topic ever come up?
I don't remember.
That's okay.
With my second set, with Tristan, it didn't.
Okay.
With Tristan, it did not come up because I knew, like, because with Tristan, it's her second pregnancy. In my case, it was my third pregnancy. But, like, you're kind of an old hat at it by that. Like, I'd been through it before.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? You've been through it before. You're not as worried about, like, and especially on my second pregnancy, I wasn't as worried about what I ate. I wasn't as worried about this, that, or the other. I just wasn't as worried about stuff in general. And when it came to sex, basically with me and the husband, we were just like, we were so silly. Why did we think that was a worry? We're fine.
Every like appointment, and so like to prevent me with my first pregnancy, to prevent me from calling my midwife constantly, she was like, just write down a question you have and keep a list. And every appointment, and it was true, I'd like pull out my list and I'd have all these questions. And second time around, it was a different midwife. And she was like, it is so obvious when you've had a kid before, because she'd be like, do you have any questions? I'm like, no.
Nope.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm done. Can I
do
go
the
now?
thing?
She's like, yeah.
I think I was much more relaxed about like all the tests and stuff they do as well the second time around. Though, I mean, I refused a GD test on Toby, and I refused it again with Tristan.
I did both too.
Yeah, well, I just think it's a stupid test.
Well,
right.
Anyways,
too much sugar.
So I had another question, and that was like, what positions did you end up really liking throughout your pregnancy?
I think now I'm very tall. In comparison,
how tall are you?
I am 5'11".
I thought you were 6.
No, I am so sad that I never reached 6 foot. Broke my heart right here. Thanks.
Sorry.
Called me out, guys.
I totally thought you were 6.
No, I'm 5'11". 5'11". So, being 5'11", I have this wonderful and awful thing where I am long torsoed and I am also long legged. So that means
amazing.
Well, yeah, it's amazing in some words, but to try to find pants that fit. welcome to my hell. Everything is ankle length. Sucks. Anyways, I wear a lot of dresses or leggings. Anyhow, so for me, my belly didn't develop. Remember that? Remember, like, I just kind of looked like
my belly.
It just looked like I had a couple bags of chips, or like I was just slightly chubby, or I really needed a good fart. Like I just looked bloated for the most part, and so I was able to continue doing missionary for quite a long time, longer than most people would find it comfortable, because my baby grew in before it grew out.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people that just go out right away. There's no
me.
Yeah,
I popped right away.
You popped right on out. Whereas for me, again, I just looked like I had eaten a bag of chips till about 20 weeks. For both of them.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get my beautiful belly till the end. You had a beautiful belly right away, and I was so jealous.
Aww.
So jealous, and I have a stupid lopsided baby belly.
See, grass is always greener. I kept getting upset when people be like, "Oh, you must be due any time," and I'm like, "I have 3 more months to go."
Yeah, I never.
And they're like, "Oh, you must be having twins." No, I got that a lot. A lot of people thought I was having twins.
Oh, that's the worst.
Or be like, "Oh, you must be ready to pop." I got that all the time. Nope.
Oh, I'm ready to pop you in the face.
Yeah.
So for me,
I
did
position
wise, I did missionary for quite some time. When that became uncomfortable, it became doggy style.
Did you use a lot of pillows? Like, I used so many pillows.
Oh, I would just put pillows.
It wasn't even doggy style. It was like
it was pillows. It was pillow style.
It was just me mounted on pillows and just hugging
the pillow.
Hugging a mountain of pillows while getting humped. That was what it was.
Pretty much.
It was so comfy.
It was comfy, and it was. That was pretty much it, and then
side. I did the side a lot. Side sex.
You know what is really funny is that I have looked at the position where you have to do side sex in. That is the exact same position I literally gave birth in.
Oh, I wish I could.
That is how I gave birth. I gave birth with one leg way up here on the side on my bed both times. We got a couple comments.
Okay, yeah.
I think most
Adam
first time.
Ogre.
Yep, Adam Ogre says, I think most time parents have many worries because they aren't educated on the processes surrounding pregnancy. Yes, and I actually have to say a big thank you to this lovely human beside me who did a lot to get me educated. And you were the one that put home birth in my head.
Yeah.
She was the one who put natural birth into my head, and one of the main reasons why I had natural births was because of this beautiful human being beside me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted a home birth so bad, and I remember when I mentioned it, and you were kind of like, oh, but I was like, we're sitting down. I have so much information for you.
Oh yeah, I got a
You
lecture.
do what you want to do, but like I just it's something I'm very passionate about. It's a topic I love.
Yeah, you got me really turned on to it actually. So that was
Turned on to it. Hence this topic. Sorry,
and we both
interrupted
became, and we made me a bit into a birth nerd though, because we got both really into it.
I love that topic.
It's such a good topic.
So, and we have one more comment, and then I actually have more questions for you.
Yes, it says not as bad at. Oh, sorry.
I can't see who that is.
It's 1024. I like this username. Not as bad as when are you due? 7 months ago. Oh, that is worse.
Just don't.
Nobody should comment on a woman's body like that.
Let them wait. Like,
or a person's body. Sorry,
pregnant.
pardon me. No one should comment on a person's body like that. Nobody should comment on that. That is. I have not suffered that comment. Thank goodness. But I think I might pop somebody if they did that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so. That is ridiculously hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 C-sections.
Yes.
My first birth, I got the beauty of essentially experiencing both in a way because I could feel his head.
Yeah.
He was there and he got very, very stuck and had to be pulled out C-section because he got super stuck and was in distress. So it was funny because I was like, my vagina really hurts. Why does it hurt? And my midwife was like, you basically gave birth.
Like, that's why you're vagina.
And I was like, oh, shitty. But I also, I had an epidural, because there was a lot of complications.
Your body needed to rest.
I know. I don't want to say, like, it's okay if you choose to get one, that's good. But
yeah,
for me, I was like, no, I don't want one. I don't want to be the person that gets an epidural. And they were like, this is also for medical reasons. We're not, like, you don't have much of a choice here.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually feel much other than like a little bit of pressure. But, Ina May Gaskin, very famous midwife. From the farm, actually has a birth move named after her. Anyways, she's a very, very famous midwife, and she famously said a lot of things, but one of the things I love that she said was, if a person giving birth doesn't sound like they're having sex, then they're not being treated properly. And I loved that. And you actually, if you watch videos of like home births, the sounds are a lot more sexual. They're not like you see in the movies. They're like, like just yelling. They're like, there's a lot of, and even when I was like in labor, it's a lot of moaning.
Yep.
And groaning. And it does kind of sound a little bit more sexual. And some have said that they actually enjoyed giving birth, that they felt like there was a sexual aspect. And people ask if it's true. It is true. It's not super common, but you can climax while giving birth. Have you never heard that?
No.
There are some people that climax.
I have heard some people who can climax from breastfeeding.
Oh.
From nipple stimulation.
Yeah.
I knew someone who did have an orgasm from nipple stimulation from their baby nursing.
Yeah. How were they about that? Were they? I can imagine maybe being
they were cool enough.
Like
No, they were cool enough to like.
Cool. It's the human body.
Well, that was pretty much it. They were just they were talking to us on, I think it was on Facebook Messenger group or something along those lines, and sort of said, "Hey, by the way, guess what? You can have an orgasm from this." And we're like, "What?" So
I don't like my nipples touched, so I was the complete opposite. I was like breastfeeding. I'm like, this is really special, but.
Oh, whereas I was very, very different. Yeah. I didn't mind the sensation, and I know a lot of people say that like you're let down when your body lets down milk. It feels tingly.
I hated that feeling.
Yeah, mine did not feel tingly.
It hurt.
You know what mine felt like? Friggin' purple nurple. Someone going
on my
nipple, and I was like,
it felt like electricity.
Oh, I would prefer that.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I would have preferred that. Every time
that does sound better than yours.
Yeah, I felt like somebody was giving me a good old wrench, and not in the nice, like, I've been tied up with chopsticks way. If you remember that. That changed my nipples forever.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful.
Chopsticks are a thing.
Chopsticks are a thing. Didn't
what about
know.
in your birth process? Because you didn't have any meds
Nope.
or anesthetic or anything like
Nope,
that.
I had
So
nothing.
was there anything that was really pleasurable about it? Was it just a lot of pressure? Or did you get like the ring of fire? Or
I did get the ring of fire. That's a thing. That's real. But I got that. That is the head though. That is the head coming out the opening of the vagina. Now for Toby, I went completely hippie, and I went to Hypno Babies.
Yeah,
I did. I was totally into Hypno Babies, and it totally worked. It has a lot to do with like you're basically hacking your brain to tell your body that you're not feeling pain, you're not feeling a contraction, you're having a pressure wave.
Rushes.
You having a rush.
Rushes.
Yeah, pressure waves is what they call it, and because your body's feeling pressure, not pain, you can you basically are pain managing, and you're using imagination and visualization to tell your body that you're not feeling pain. Like for example, I had to imagine that I could use what was hypno anesthetic is what they called it, and it was a colored cloud that I could focus on various parts of my body to mitigate pain sensations. And so when you're in labor and you're active, and I did, and they do a finger drop technique as well, where you basically go into a deep state of relaxation. If you drop your fingers, it's a trigger. And then you go into it, and then you basically just let your body go. Bleh. So every time I found a pressure wave like coming on, because you can feel a contraction building in your body. So every time I felt one body, I would drop my hand and bleh.
That sounds so
and
nice.
just be super relaxed throughout the entire process. And this was with Toby. So I went through my 12 hours of labor very peacefully. I watched a movie. I couldn't have a nap because they were coming too often for me to actually fall asleep.
Yeah. I had 36 hours, you bitch.
I didn't even have 36 hours total between the two of them. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. I deserve that. I deserve that.
It's okay.
I deserve
It's
that.
okay.
So Toby came very peacefully, and I can say, other than the ring of fire when I was actually birthing his head, Toby was a completely pain-free natural birth.
Wow.
I did hemorrhage because my midwives wanted to remove my placenta too early. I asked them to wait; they didn't want to, and so you are out of it.
Yeah.
Like especially
you can't really advocate for yourself.
You
very
really
much.
can't.
Yeah.
I was like, when you're in the birth zone, you are gone. And I wouldn't have been able to advocate for myself. That's why I had Gareth there.
Do you remember the first thing I said after my eldest was born? The first thing I said. I can't see anything because there was a big, screen, like the blue screen.
No, I don't remember.
I heard crying and I said, "There's a baby in the room."
It's your baby.
It was just, and she's like, "Yeah, I know, that's your baby." And I was like, "No, you don't get it. A minute ago, there's no baby in the room."
Yep.
And now there's a baby in the room. Like it was just,
I was very bizarre.
I was probably really high, but it was also like definitely a moment where it was just weird for me. And it was just hard to process.
I
Like,
remember
there's a baby in the
like
room now.
they basically, the midwives told me that the head was there. Did I want to feel it? So I did. I reached down and I touched his head. I said, "There he is, there he is."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I did something called mother-led pushing.
Yeah.
Where the cat is playing with stuff behind us. It's really distracting. Where you actually are physically pushing outside of contractions because you're trying, because a contraction is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 step forward, 1 step back to get the baby out. And so I was doing I wanted to get his head out before another contraction came, because trying to birth a head in a contraction is awful, which is what happened with Tristan.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stop it.
Yeah. It's not, a lot of it is not voluntary.
No,
Like,
a
your
lot of it
body's
is not
doing
voluntary, and you have to do
nature.
it. Oh, try to tell a woman to stop pushing. Like, don't do that. My midwife
You see
actually
that
told
in the movies, and I'm like, don't tell her to stop pushing.
Oh, let's not talk about what my second set of midwives did. But no, Toby came out. Sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry, with Tristan, your second.
Yeah.
Was there any sensation of pleasure or anything like that, or was it?
Oh God, no! He was a Mack truck.
Okay, so no.
He hit me with
no pleasure.
None whatsoever. I felt because what happened to me with Tristan is that with Toby, I believed in my body. I knew what it was going to do, and I trusted it to do what it was going to do, because my body was made to have this baby. This is what it was supposed to do. in between the time of having Toby and having Tristan, I had a major event where I lost that trust in my body.
Yeah.
Hypno babies didn't work because I didn't believe in my body anymore, and I didn't believe that it could do what it was supposed to do. Right. And so even though I tried to do my hypnosis the second time, it didn't work.
Because it's not the same
because
every time.
It's not the same every time, and I lost that body trust. If I still had it, I think I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And
so I felt every single one
absolutely
with him, and I basically just vocalized the entire, other than like the first like couple hours where you kind of have to like, I remember going shopping, like I was out walking around in labor. I went to the Padre cottage, bought slippers and mailed them to people because I'm crazy. But like at like 12, I'm like, I'm in labor.
I was buying yarn because I was like, I have to do some crocheting. I'm gonna be bored. So we do have a couple comments. Here,
screaming isn't sexual. It can be. So Adam Ogre also says, I know someone who has 2 children, half an hour combined labor, no joke. That sounds awful. That is so
That's actually not good for the vagina.
It's just so bad for her vagina.
You need warm up, you need blood flow. You're more likely to have tearing if it's fast. I actually know somebody who went through 40-hour labor with one and then 9 hours labor with the other one. And she was like, hands down, I would take the 40 hours because it's like a slow process. Intense. It was less intense. Whereas she was like, the 9 hours was like, And we have one more comment.
Another, same Adam Ogre, another friend of mine pushed once and the baby decided to push themselves out, kicked feet out and pushed itself out. Wow, that baby's a boss. That baby knows what's going on, man. He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
That was exactly the same. We've been friends for a long time. Fuck this.
Fuck this
noise. It's taking too long, I'm out.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
We are actually past 8 o'clock now.
Are we really?
Yeah, this flew by. Yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Believe me. So we do have to go. But now that we've already talked about birth, we talked about pregnancy, birth, I kind of want to just touch up on, you have a little one.
Oh, what's going on, sweetheart? Is Tristan going to sleep?
Okay, parent moment.
We have to quiet down.
Sorry,
okay, thank you for letting me know, sweetie. Did Daddy ask you to come? Tell me no. You just felt I was being a bit loud?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you for letting us know, sweetheart.
We're almost done.
Because once I got in here, it was super loud.
Could you hear us outside?
No, but once I actually got downstairs, I could hear you because I was near I thought you were in the computer room.
Oh, okay.
I thought you would already left.
No, I'm still here, but not for much longer. No. We just have a couple more minutes. Yeah. And then I got to go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
Can we have 2 more minutes?
I got to test out my pelvic floor and jump on a trampoline tonight.
For a second, I was like, what? Someone was like, oh, that's so sweet.
It's so sweet.
It happens. I've had that on my videos too where a kid gets
Toby, please don't turn the TV on right now.
We're going to be just sweetheart. 2 more minutes. We're
Can you wait
done.
2 minutes for me?
Okay.
Thanks, you,
babe.
buddy. So I hope you're okay with this conversation because I wanted to ask about, are you okay with the SEX word or should I just say coitus?
I want you to say coitus because I think it's funny.
Coitus.
Okay. Not because I have a problem with the other word with the child in the room, but
we're very sex positive.
We're very sex positive in our house. We are coitus positive.
Coitus positive
in our household.
So okay, so how was it like getting back to coitus after birth? And you can talk about like both if you want or just one. Was it like, I know we talked about time a little bit and they say between like 4 to 6 or sometimes 6 to 8 weeks depending on what kind of birth you had or if you tore or anything like that.
Yeah.
But most midwives will tell you like if you're feeling up for it, you're probably good to go.
Yeah, and for me, I had to wait because I tore with both. Very small tears. My Toby's didn't require any
first degree tears.
Was it? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
They were very small. The Toby's, the one with Toby wasn't bad at all. I didn't need any stitches or anything. They asked me if I wanted a stitch. I said no. Didn't do anything. The second time I did get a stitch. They said either I could get a stitch or I have to sit with my legs straight out all the time when I was nursing. And I was like, well, fuck that.
Love it, yeah.
We're going to use some grown-up words, okay, buddy?
There's a couple grown-up words.
Okay?
I don't know what the grown-up words are.
Oh,
well, that's fine.
All right. right then. Don't repeat anything I'm saying. I have told him what grown-up words are.
Yeah.
Usually because I'm about to say a bunch of them when I'm really mad.
My kids know them for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So for me, I had a few things. I had to wait for my tears to heal. I wanted to be fully healed before I did anything. I wanted to wait till I stopped bleeding.
Yeah.
And then actually for a long time, there was a period of time where I had a newborn that was literally like 24/7 somehow attached to my body. Either I was holding it, or I was nursing it, or I was changing it, or I was playing with it, or something like that. And I got touched out.
Yeah.
I remember one very distinctly. I came into bed and I laid down in my bed and I'm like, okay, nothing is on me. This is so nice. And my husband rolled over.
You were like,
and I literally went, don't fucking touch me. Fucking touch me. And he was so offended. Poor guy was so offended.
I can see him being really upset by that.
Don't you fucking touch me. That was with Tristan, actually. I didn't get that way with Toby. But after Tristan, I literally told him not to fucking touch me. And
that's so funny.
he was
That's
so upset.
You.
I felt so bad after because I didn't realize how it sounded when it came out. I just was so desperate not to have something attached to my body for like 5 minutes. And it literally was, I'd put the baby in the bed. I'd walk to my bedroom and laid down to be like, I'm so tired. And then a husband just rolled on me. Get off.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so you. I
Right.
love you. That's great.
But no, it did take a while because I was touched out for even with Toby's birth and with him being little, it took me a while to want to. I was probably like 2 to 3 months before I was like, okay, I'm feeling human enough again, like crawling out from the dark days of newborn. That I was ready to have any kind of affection. So
we got some comments.
we did. So someone said thank you, Toby, for I guess telling us to
thanks,
be
Toby.
so sweet. Coitus companions.
Coitus companions. I like that.
And 1024 agreed. Read touched out. Yes, it's a thing. And then they also commented, so happy to have reclaimed my body. I love my baby, but yeah.
Good for you. That's awesome.
You know what I was also really happy to reclaim?
Oh yeah.
I was so
Me
happy
too.
to get those back.
It's like,
also, my husband was very happy to get those back.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I know that.
He was like, I lost my boobs. My number one, they're my boobs.
I didn't really get touched out.
Number two.
I think mostly I was just so tired.
Yeah.
Like so tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm okay with it, but I don't want to have to do much. Like that was,
I'm just gonna sit here.
I know. I was like, I'm sorry,
just do
I'm
it.
up for it,
You
but
can't
I'm gonna
see
be a
my leg
starfish or whatever because I'm just tired.
I'm just gonna be a dead
I'm
fish.
just gonna like
dead fish it.
I was like, I'll enjoy it, but
I'm not doing much
I'm
here.
tired.
I'm
not doing
exhausted.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to wait till I was getting better sleep.
Yeah.
With Toby, that was much earlier. Tristan.
Neither of you kids slept very well.
No, he slept great.
He slept.
He slept great.
He just cried a lot. I remember that.
No, he was like the magic baby.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was great.
I remember he was like really colic.
No. Oh, he did have he did have colic. He had a bad tummy. You're right, for like 3 to 4 months. He was very spitty. He spat up everywhere.
Anyways, you have to go.
I do have to go because I have to go bounce on trampoline.
I'm gonna go jump on a trampoline.
I have a trampoline class
I'm gonna
tonight.
Drive home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Have Halloween and pack tomorrow because I'm going to Boise and Friday morning. So
It's Halloween.
it's Halloween.
Hello. It's Halloween.
Parents will know that one. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, you're very
We made it
welcome.
work.
Yay.
We should do it again.
We should do it again.
You're awesome.
I love talking about this kind of stuff.
And yeah, we have a good time talking about things. Adam Ogre has something else to say.
If I were a father, I'd do everything I could to make sure the other parent was able to have the alone time that they needed. That is, actually, I will go ahead and say that my husband is very good at letting me have my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is amazing in that regard.
Yeah.
I have a lot more me time than he has his time, to be honest. It's a little uneven in my favor in my household.
I would probably argue, well, probably even at home for us. But I will say Brandon was very good at sensing that I was getting overwhelmed and would be like, I'm just going to take the baby, you go for a walk. He was really good at that.
Yeah, I didn't get that. But I got I'll take the baby so you can go mermaiding or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll take the
anyways,
baby so you can do your weird hobbies. Like jumping on a
weird
trampoline.
hobbies.
Which
Yes.
is what he's doing right now. He's putting the baby to bed so I can go jump on a trampoline. And do a live
Mine
stream.
were putting the kids to bed so I could go on a live video with you and talk about pregnancy and sex and kink. So, thanks again for
Thank you
joining.
for joining
and
us.
thank you, Megan, for joining. We'll definitely have to have you on again.
Thank you.
And next week, I actually already know what I'm going to do for a topic next week because I've been really excited about it. I'm going to talk about consensual non-consent, or CNC. Are you familiar with what that is?
I don't know. I feel like I might have been once now. Now I would need an explanation.
It means like you like saying no or struggling, but you've talked about it and
Oh, yes.
but you're consenting to not consenting. See, I'm like,
I
she
know
knows
what
it
this
is.
is.
She knows what it is.
I know what this is.
So that's my topic next
I like
week.
this.
Are you gonna join next week on your?
You want me to?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll join in. I might
it.
be in. I'll join in while I'm Tristan upstairs.
Yeah. So
Text
consensual
on my phone.
non-consent is gonna be the topic next week for Hump Day. There's gonna be a lot happening this weekend as well, but I'll be Instagramming as I do. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Take care of each other. Mwah. Happy Hump Day.
Mwah. Happy Hump Day.
And thanks again, Toby, for being
Thank you,
awesome.
Toby.
Okay.
Welcome, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. That was so sweet.